Please welcome to the stage your CEO, Caroline Asante.
This is gonna be the best day of my life.
Well, there was supposed to be this great video, but I figured I would just come out and see you all. I was like so prepared back there, and I think I might actually get emotional. It's felt like it's been so long since I've seen so many of you except on the screen. So thank you so much for being with us. I'm truly so humbled and honored to be here in person with all of you. I mean, to say that it's been a long couple of years is an understatement. While the last couple of years has been difficult for nonprofits everywhere, SYF has so much to celebrate. COVID didn't stop SYF's work. Rather, we pivoted with the changing environment. And while we adjusted our sails, it is important to note we stayed true to our mission of changing young lives for good. And during today's luncheon, you will learn about the programs that we've impacted, the lives we've impacted, and the updates to the foundation that will carry us forward in the future. It has been an honor and to serve and support so many of those we've worked with. So now, let's get started. As you know, events like this could not be possible without the support of our sponsors. Today, we're so lucky to have Jane Streff with Golden Corral. Take a look.
Hello, I'm Lance Trineri, President and CEO of Golden Corral. We are so excited to welcome your tour groups back into our restaurants, and we hope you'll be excited about the news Jane will be sharing with you today. Golden Corral has always been uniquely qualified to serve large groups. We have over 360 spacious restaurants nationwide, including in Alaska and Puerto Rico, and we're still growing. Our restaurants are open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We have ample parking lots to accommodate buses, and we can provide as quick an experience as needed to keep your group on time. Our Motor Coach certification program ensures our restaurant teams are prepared to offer your clients a high level of hospitality. Our endless buffet featuring over 150 items has something for everyone, with comfort foods like fried chicken, pot roast, mac and cheese, and pizza, a fresh and extensive salad bar, plus premium dinner items like sirloin steak and shrimp, along with a wide variety of house-made cakes, pies, and cookies. Golden Corral is sure to satisfy any appetite, even the pickiest eater. With so many options, we're able to accommodate any dietary needs or food allergies as well.
Hello, my name is Jane Streff, and I'm the Group Sales Manager for Golden Corral. Over the past year, I have spoken with many of you, our tour group operators, to get a better understanding of your needs and how we can best serve them. Consistent themes emerged from those conversations: the need to be able to book in advance, the desire to book and manage multiple reservations online, and the ability to securely provide and store payment information. The Golden Corral Group Sales Reservation Platform was developed in partnership with Restaurant Revolution Technologies. This first-of-its-kind reservation hub allows tour group operators, travel planners, and organization leaders to seamlessly locate participating Golden Corral restaurant locations across the country and, in just a few clicks, be able to make reservations online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The Golden Corral Group Reservation Platform is powered by real-time availability and dynamic store-specific, day-part-specific pricing. Through your own unique logins on the platform, group operators can create an account and manage reservations for multiple groups, while also having the ability to edit them up to 3 days prior to the reservation date. Reservations and special requests for extended hours or dietary needs are communicated directly to the restaurant. Additionally, the new Golden Corral platform includes an easy payment process where credit card information is securely stored and automatically charged on the morning of the reservation. The system will send confirmation reminders and receipts directly to the planner. The group reservation platform is now available in 85 restaurants, and more will be added every day. So visit groupsales.goldencorral.com to check out our new group reservation platform, where group reservations at Golden Corral are just a click away.
Thank you for this opportunity to showcase what we do best. We look forward to serving your groups at Golden Corral soon. Thank you.
Please welcome to the stage from Golden Corral, Jane Streff.
Thank you. I am honored to be here today representing Golden Corral and our incredible restaurant teams who are committed to serving the tour group market. We believe in the value of student and youth travel, which is why we are pleased to present a check for $2,000 to the SYTA Youth Foundation. Thank you. On behalf of the entire Golden Corral team, I want to thank SYTA and the foundation for the opportunities to support their mission. Thank you.
Please welcome your past chair of the SYTA Youth Foundation, Robin Parker.
So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like
Before our flight takes off, I'm going to go back to a past career of mine, and I wanted to tell everybody emergency exits are located at the aft of the room and over to your left. So buckle up your seatbelts so we can take off. Over the course of the last 2 years, the SYF Board of Trustees has worked tirelessly to adjust, adapt, and respond, keeping our mission of changing lives for good at the forefront of all we do. We all volunteer our time, talents, and treasures because we believe in the power of the Foundation's impact on students and youth across the world. I am proud to say we awarded scholarships to deserving students to participate in their class trips to places like Nashville, Chicago, Los Angeles, Orlando, and New York City, to name a few. We have helped bring deserving students from Africa and the Caribbean to the United States to further their education. And we have supported entire classrooms to be able to experience their class trip when the odds to travel seemed insurmountable. Every student who received a scholarship through SYF has an inspiring and impactful story to tell. The trustees can attest some of the stories we hear can pull on heartstrings. They are stories of family suffering due to loss. They're stories that demonstrate the true need and lack of access. And many of the stories are about a really good kid and a family who just need a little help to make a big difference in a child's life. At your table, you will find stories of students who have applied for a scholarship, some who have received a scholarship, and some who have not. What this does is demonstrate the need that exists. Of all the requests that SYF receives, only 25% of those requests get filled. The more funds we have, the more scholarships we can provide, and more lives we can impact. Speaking of impacting lives, SYF met Gandhi several months ago when his school nominated him to go on his class trip to Chicago for the National FBLA Conference. Gandhi is an amazing young man who is really involved. He plays football, basketball, and helps his mother support their family by doing chores and spending time with them. To pay for his activities, he mows lawns and does chores for the neighbors. He joined the FBLA club at his school and was captivated by the work. That being said, when the opportunity to go to the national competition in Chicago came up, he knew there wouldn't be enough funding. That is where we came in, and Gandhi received his scholarship he needed and went to Chicago on June 25th with his class, where he got to compete in the national competition. Gandhi personifies the type of students SYF supports and provides for him, for people like him, and I'd like you to meet him now.
And then mom teaching me to make, what is it? Chilaquiles, that's his favorite breakfast.
My name is Gandhi Sandoval, and I'm from Centennial High School. My mom, her name's Susanna Bernice Sandoval, but she likes going by Bernice. She's pretty amazing. So it's me and her, and we have 4 dogs and like a turtle. So it's a pretty big family here. She's always taking care of me. She's like showing me a lot. Like she's guiding me through a lot. We are like the ones in the family that take care of everybody in the family. Grocery shopping for my grandparents. We'll go help out my cousins with their projects. She'll stay late and like help me with my projects. She'll help my aunt babysit. She'll help my grandparents like whenever they need anything. She'll take them to their doctor's appointments. We're always like involved with our family, always doing something for everybody. And the thing is like she never expects anything in return. For FBLA, I'm just a normal member. I really always wanted to do it because for freshman orientation at Centennial, they had a piece of paper where it had a list of clubs, and I was looking through it, and there were like 3 clubs that grabbed my attention, but the first one I saw was FBLA.
During our time at FBLA, we formed many relationships with our business partners, our communities.
Because I always wanted to do something in business because I always felt like I would be good at it. For me, I did public speaking, intro to business 101, and a test. One of the nights we had to stay up until 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning working on our project. Ms. Kainer told us like a week after we got back from state that me and my friends were able to go. So it was pretty exciting. I had to think about it and tell my mom first because I have a lot of things in my schedule, like especially in the summer. I'm starting to do football for the first year, and I know there's a lot of workouts for that, and basketball too. So, and those are things I really love doing because it brings me joy and stuff. My friend's dad, he used to live in Chicago, and he used to talk about it all the time and how great it was. So I can't wait to see what he used to live in.
I'll get him nice right now because yesterday was so.
The thing I want to take home is just something new that I learned about it, or like a souvenir to show my mom and stuff. The scholarship really helped me out because it really was like something we don't have to worry about no more.
As you can see, he's an amazing young man, and I am so proud that SYF supported his trip. A bit later in the program, we'll share more about his actual experience in Chicago. At this time, I would like to introduce you to one of our Board of Trustees. Allison French is no stranger to the SYTA family. Rather, she is known for her strong leadership and positive personality. Allison is stepping into the role of the SYF Vice Chair when we pass the gavel. So let's meet her now. Ladies and gentlemen, Allison French.
Hi, everyone. It's always been part of our mission to help students and youth at all phases of their education. This past year, we were introduced to the New Seasons Youth Program. This program is a nonprofit organization designed to provide quality post-secondary education in the United States to deserving, academically gifted youth and young adults from Africa and the Caribbean. Their goal is to improve the quality of access to college education with special attention on the poor, orphans, and vulnerable youth and young adults. SYF had the privilege to support the educational aspirations of 14 students since the onset of the pandemic. Here they are to tell you their story.
My name is Buchizia Mase. I am from Zambia and I'm a freshman at Bethune-Cookman University. I would just like to say how thankful I am to the Student and Youth Travel Association for sponsoring my trip to the US. They have helped make my 10-year dream of studying in the US become a reality, and for this, I am forever grateful.
So today it's 2 August, the date of my flight. I'm so excited. I'd like to thank the Student Youth Travel Association for giving me this opportunity. This is my first time traveling And I'm so excited. They've given me an opportunity to be first on my family to bring them to the airport.
Thank you for making it possible for me to be able to attain my college experience in the United States of America. I am really excited for this new chapter in my life, and I'm grateful that I'll be flying for the first time. Yes, and at the same time, it's my first time traveling out of the country. So I'm really excited, but at the same time scared, but more on the excited side.
Video makes me so happy. As you can see, the support we provided had a profound effect on students globally. As most of you know, Broadway isn't just a passion of mine, it's also my job, which is why having a program through SYF that exposes young minds to the lights and sounds of Broadway is so meaningful. This past spring, SYF brought 100 students from Manhattan and Queens for Students on Broadway. The goal of this program is to give young people who would not normally experience Broadway a chance to see musical theater of the highest caliber. The selected students from Urban Assembly Maker Academy and Flushing International High School enjoyed lunch at the Hard Rock Cafe Times Square and saw The Lion King on Broadway. Here they are. How many of you have seen The Lion King? Show of hands? Yeah, good work, Nicholas. If you're anything like me, from the moment the curtains rise, the music captivates you and the movement engages. I can only imagine how these students felt sitting in the Minskoff Theater, most at a Broadway show for the first time. I can even envision their faces when they saw the animals and characters come to life. For most of us, we take for granted the access we have to these experiences. But to these kids, we expose them to the arts, careers, and opportunities they didn't know existed. This could not have happened without the support of our SYF partners, Hard Rock Cafe New York, Disney on Broadway, Academy Bus, and Peak Group Travel. Let's give them a big round of applause. Another program SYF has partnered with is the Global Citizens Challenge, which is an online dynamic program designed to bridge cultural divides, increase engagement with the travel and tourism industry, and provide young people with a transformative, hands-on, and collaborative way to meet and work with peers from around the world. Students learn skills in digital collaboration, social impact, and cultural understanding. In addition, they learn about future career-building opportunities in tourism, hospitality directly from industry professionals. SYF has supported 3 of these virtual Global Citizens Challenges during the pandemic and helped to transform students' lives globally. Take a look.
We're challenging young people from across the world to build positive bridges between diverse cultures. Are you up for the challenge?
Have you ever met so many people from around the world at once?
You're always going to learn something, either about yourself or about people or about the world. It's always a learning experience, 100%.
It really opened my eyes to how many perspectives there are across so many different cultures and the nuances that come with that.
How has meeting people from different cultures impacted your life?
It was kind of life-changing because thanks to that, I found some inspiration to do something for my life.
I'm a little bit shy sometimes still, but the Travel Pack Challenge was a turning point for me.
Like different cultures and experiences are so different from yours. It's an invaluable experience, to be honest.
I thought, I have nothing to lose.
If you have the passion to learn about issues not only relevant to your local experience, but also about what other young people go through everywhere else, then this is the event for you.
This is cliche to say, but it has changed a lot of aspects of my life, and there's so many people I wouldn't have normally communicated with not having access to that.
Let's build bridges. Let's celebrate diversity. Let's make our voices heard. And let's do it together. Join the Global Citizens Challenge.
I like the music on that video. It's a good one. Here from the Global Citizens Challenge is Marty Grimnick and Nelson Guevara.
Hello, everybody. For 15 years, Your Big Year has been challenging 15 to 30-year-olds to make an impact in their life and in their world. And the Global Citizens Challenge emerged when COVID hit, and we had to cancel our youth trip to Winnipeg. But the first Global Citizens Challenge brought together youth from 66 countries and all across the US to build positive bridges between diverse cultures. And now, since then, November 2020, we have run 6 Global Citizens Challenges, and each time we have had over 800 new friendships formed among the participants. Nelson.
Yes.
Nelson's been joining us for the last 2 days. And Nelson, you've been with us since the first Global Citizens Challenge. How has this impacted you?
Well, since when I first Your Big Year through the Global Citizen Challenge back in November 2020, my whole world was just soccer. I used to breathe, drink, and eat soccer. And since we were in a pandemic, let's say there was not much soccer, and I was in a really bad situation. But thanks to joining the Global Citizen Challenge and listening to the speakers that they invited over, chatting with the participants from all around the world, many of them my friends now, I was able to see things from a different perspective, and there is a lot more out there than just soccer. And thanks to that, thanks to the activities, I was able to gain an internship in marketing, and I ended up falling in love with it and everything about it. Thank you. And also yesterday that I was down in the trade floor speaking with many of you guys, seeing how passionate and how much you love what you guys do, it really touched my heart a little bit. And thanks to that, now I really want to do marketing in the travel industry. So thank you guys for always being the best.
And I'll add on to that, thanks to SYTA Youth Foundation, we're able to keep this platform free for youth and for the classrooms. And that makes it a possibility for us to make an equitable platform to reach youth who never would have thought about travel before or who have ever been exposed to it. And then additionally, thanks to so many of you who have volunteered your time to be speakers in the program, you have opened up the possibilities for young people to work within this industry and for helping them to see beyond their horizon. So thank you. Many of you met some of our youth that were running around the trade floor yesterday, and your spirit and your time with them was so just met with such passion from our youth. And in fact, I'm holding all here some thank you notes from our youth, and I do want to just read one more before we end. Dear SYTA Youth Foundation, thank you so much for hosting this and allowing me to be in your space. Often, people of my color and those that look like me do not get any opportunities. So to do this for me was amazing. The experience was one of a kind. Kindest wishes, Erin. Thank you so much.
I also want to say thank you to everybody that put this together, all the effort that you guys put into making our program possible. You guys really have changed my life. Thank you so much. Muchas gracias.
Well done, well done. Good work. Good job. I feel like Nelson's not going to have a hard time getting a job with all of us out here in marketing, right? What a unique opportunity for students to learn, connect, and transform using digital technology. During the pandemic and to connect globally, digital technology has been vital in creating connection and community. But as we all know, nothing can replace an in-person travel experience. Let's take a moment to see how Gandhi's trip to Chicago went.
The next thing that I want you to show me is your cell phone charger.
Not many people want to join a club that says business in it because they think it's all work, 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 work. The majority of the time we were like having fun, and like the competitions is not like stressful, it's enjoying and it's in the moment and you have fun with it, and it's really something you can use in the future.
Please have your attention. We'd like to point out your safety features on board. There is a safety.
I've only been in an airplane once, but like never like with my friends. When we landed, like the city, as like, you know, in the movies when you come in and like you can see the city go in, I was really excited to see that. When we first got there, I was like, this is a windy city. It's not cold, but it was like hot. The wind was something else. Subway was pretty cool, but like we had like a challenge, like who could stand up without holding on the rail before you fall.
Behind the back. Oh, that's really my bad.
You have to walk fast if you're in Chicago. If there's no cars coming at a stoplight, you have to keep going. Like it's like a keep moving city.
Yes!
Walking, like hanging out with my friends, that was like the best part.
Whoa, camera right there. Say hi to the camera. Hi.
You learn more through like activities than like a one-on-one. You learn more through like playing, having fun, or like doing something like activity-wise.
Hey mate, I'm from London.
That's Australia. Hey mate.
Mate, they say
Mate
that
is Australia.
No, they say it. Really?
It's chap. Hello chap. Hello chap.
Jolly good, fellow. How are you today?
That's good. We did an interview people in British.
Oh my god.
I didn't think it was gonna be that huge. It was huge. You think it was like when you first walk in, like, oh, there's barely any people here. But once you go up and once you see like everybody in their seats, it's huge. I've met a lot of new people outside of the school, so it was pretty exciting to see like where they're from. We were trading pins like a lot.
I can throw it in Maryland and Utah. Where's that Nevada? What you got?
This one glows in the dark.
This one does too.
Perfect.
Throughout the days, they would sell them for like $50, $100, $20, and people would actually buy them.
China pins are worth like a picture.
Yeah, but it's not worth it because it doesn't say FBA on it. It's just a China and a panda on top.
Yeah, I don't know why would you, because by the time it ends, it's gonna be like worth $0 unless you come back next year, and then, but yeah.
I texted her, I called her.
To get an award, it's really hard to get one in nationals, because in state, it's very different.
Every year around winter time, we have an event called Adopt a Family.
But the day of the competition, you can see different people like doing different strategies and how they prepared. We're all reading each other's scripts. They were like pep talking each other.
Yay! There they are!
Yeah, it was like one judge, and then it was someone to keep the time.
And in nationals, it's like 20 different states and people from out of the country and stuff like that.
Hello, future business leaders.
You were really expecting to get one for your project because it's different than state. So it's exciting to see, because for next year, now we know how it's like, how we're supposed to go, and we'll be able to prepare ourselves.
I feel like that's a good tourism video for Chicago too, right? What an amazing experience for Gandhi. You'll hear about the impact that trip had on him in just a minute. At this time, I would like to introduce you to a new face to the SYTA family. He's the managing editor of Teach and Travel magazine, Mr. Josh Veal.
Thank you, Allison. The World is a Classroom Essay Scholarship is given each year to a student who submits an essay describing what they learned and how they were impacted by travel. We all know that one unique travel opportunity can be transformative and change a young life. We wanted to hear about those transformational experiences. So in 2005, this scholarship was created in honor of SYF founder, Mr. Ripley Hunter. And I believe he is with us today, if we can all give him a hand. Rip? Thank you. We have received applications from across the globe each year. I have personally read each application that was submitted, and all I can say is, wow. It is never easy picking just one winning essay, but a top 5 was selected, and on June 29th, a winner was announced on the Teach and Travel Facebook page. The 2022 winner is Rommel, a student from Quarry Lane School in California. She won a $1,500 scholarship, and her winning essay is appearing right now in the September issue of Teach and Travel. The other top 5 finalists received a $1,000 scholarship, and their essays will appear in future issues of Teach and Travel, so stay tuned. And here Rommel is reading her award-winning essay.
Hi, my name is Rommel Minter, and I go to the Quarry Lane School in Dublin, California. Thank you so much to the SYTA Youth Foundation for naming me the winner of the 2022 Ripley Hunter World is a Classroom Essay Contest and for awarding me the $1,500 scholarship. Here is my winning essay. Hopping off the Inca rail and leaping onto the cracked platform, the sun's harsh rays mercilessly pierced my innocent eyes. I was suddenly smothered by a heavy blanket of pure heat that weighed down on me like a lead anchor. After a mere 5 minutes, beads of sweat slowly trickled down my flushed face as I reached into my faded Adidas backpack to grab my camouflage-themed water bottle. Gulping down the tepid water, I felt like a seasoned archaeologist, running my palm across the sacred Intihuatana stone, my fingertips tingling with the excitement of unveiling the rich pre-Columbian history that for centuries had been shrouded in mystery. Pulling up the hem of my shirt to wipe away my perspiration, I looked down to see tiny brown alpaca slippers skipping towards my mud-caked sneakers. Shifting my gaze upward, I was greeted by the fiercely curious, dark, chocolatey eyes of a young Peruvian girl. As the corners of my mouth turned up into a friendly smile, she abruptly spun around and retraced her steps back towards a communal tribal hut with a straw-thatched roof that delicately balanced atop yellowing adobe bricks. Observing the long procession of tourists hustling by these huts without a second glance, I couldn't help but notice the strange paradox. These tourists wanted an immersion into Machu Picchu's ancient culture, yet didn't take the time to interact with the powerful force driving that history: the native Peruvian families. Shadowing the enigmatic Peruvian girl, I leaned into the hut's wooden doorframe and located the girl crouched on a low stool fashioned out of dry bamboo shoots. She vigorously tapped her grandmother's arm and whispered a phrase in the local Quechua dialect. Her grandmother, with her silky, milk-white hair drawn back into a tight bun, glanced up from her sewing to gesture me inside. Not wanting to impose, I assumed a crisscross applesauce position on the uneven, grass-carpeted floor. For a few moments, a deafening silence engulfed the room as I marveled at the woman's leathery hands move swiftly through the kaleidoscopic fabric with her rusted needle as she sewed on the final stitches. Tugging at her grandmother's sleeve, the little girl grabbed the knitted masterpiece and carefully dropped the handmade, artisanal Peruvian knapsack into my lap, rendering me speechless. As I replayed this moment in my head while the Inca rail departed from the World Heritage Site, I realized that the only way to truly understand the history of a place is to interact with its remarkable people and forge lifelong connections. Fingering every tiny stitch of the alpaca wool knapsack, I resolved to search for the authentic story behind everything, no longer confined to the mass-manufactured products of first-world countries that often lack real meaning. Every piece of string is unique to my treasured Peruvian possession, deliberately woven with meaning, intention, and love. Through one short visit, I came to the profound understanding that the beauty of life can be witnessed by simply listening, observing, and admiring people for their rich diversity and background. I will use traveling as a method of appreciating the world, viewing compassion and acceptance as presents that should be eternally regifted. Thank you.
Please welcome to the stage from Travel Unity, Elijah Washington, Talha, and Jade.
So don't delay, act now, supplies are running out. Allow if you're still alive, 6 to 8 years to arrive. And if you follow them,
Good afternoon, everyone. How are we doing? Awesome. First off, I'd like to thank Carol Ann and SYTA for giving us the time to share about the SYTA and the SYTA Youth Foundation's impact on our programs. First, what is Travel Unity? We're a growing 501c3 nonprofit, and everything we do is centered on including underrepresented groups in the world of travel. Ronnie, our executive director, has already spoken at the conference today about our organizational work that we do. So I wanted to take a minute to tell you about our work with the youth. Travel Unity has been around since 2016. Prior to the pandemic, we had in-person programs and excursions for students in New York City only. During the pandemic, we launched our virtual programs, which welcome participants from across the US and Canada, from Hawaii to Winnipeg, which I just learned how to pronounce, to Iowa, to South Carolina, and all the way to New York. The students we've worked with have come from all different walks of life, but they enjoy our programs because they're interested in getting to know each other, different cultures and places, and what the travel industry has to offer. Our programs expose high school and college students to the travel industry and the careers along with it, along with crucial knowledge about diversity, equity, and inclusion in both inside and outside the travel industry. SYTA and the SYTA Youth Foundation have supported our youth summits from the very beginning, and we've had 2 so far, which has been amazing. In fact, without your support, we probably wouldn't be able to have the youth summits at all. But enough from me, and let's hear from some of our awesome, amazing students.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you've been enjoying the conference so far. Thank you to Carolyn and SYTA for providing me with the opportunity to visit the nation's capital and speak with you today. My name is Talha Zubair, and I'm a rising sophomore at Baruch College. I'm studying accounting as my major and planning to take something fun like hospitality as my minor. I migrated to United States at the end of 2019. Coming from an immigrant background, most of our elders don't see traveling as an option. So I didn't see it as an option for myself as well. I didn't have my parents living with me all these years in the United States. When I looked at my uncle and aunt, most of the time they were either coming from work or going to work. Throughout high school, I really got out of 5 boroughs of New York. But inside me, there was a desire to explore and to meet new kinds of people, to learn from them. In all, honestly, I didn't look forward to college while I was in high school because it felt like it was going to be a repeat of high school in another place. I was shocked when it wasn't and when opportunity came to me that I had never dreamed of. In my first semester in college, I reconnected with my high school friend Denny Mendoza, who invited me to a trip in Lake Placid that was being organized by a group called Travel Unity. It was completely free. This didn't make any sense to me. I never heard of Travel Unity. I thought there had to be a catch for a free trip. Part of me was wary, but part of me said, maybe this was a chance to explore that I've been looking for. Thank God. I said, let's do it. This trip that Travel Unity organized and that you supported was one of the first ambassador trips I had in college. We had a 3-day program where we got to meet with famous Winter Olympians, met other awesome speakers, peers, and even hiked into a mountain. I can't really explain the moments with words. I felt it deeper than what I can tell you. What I can say is that from that trip, I realized that there is more in college and I guess the world that I never saw or understood before. By taking a chance and going on this trip, I got to explore and learn and have the adventure that I always wanted. I finally found myself and believe that I will be finding these adventures for the rest of my life. Thank you for listening to my story. Thank you. I will pass it to Jade.
Hi, my name is Jade Croslin. I was born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm currently a student attending Kennesaw State University. My major is business management with a focus in hospitality and tourism. Ever since I was young, I love to travel because it opens your eyes to new opportunities that otherwise some income communities wouldn't be afforded and experience beyond what one could imagine. I'm a firm believer that travel should be accessible to all communities, which is why Travel Unity Southeast Youth Summit in Brookhaven, Georgia was a wonderful experience that I'm glad I didn't miss. Travel Unity brought together a community of individuals from all around different parts of the world to learn and commune together. Not only was the experience memorable, it also touched on topics that related to the role ethics and other beliefs play in everyday interactions. We discussed the importance of respecting differences in others, and it was truly an eye-opening experience. Thank you, SYTA, for helping to support these programs, and thank you, Travel Unity, for all the work that you do, and thank you all for listening to my story.
So don't delay, act now, supplies are running out. Allow if you're still alive, 6 to 8 years to arrive.
Please welcome your SYTA treasurer, Ryan Morris.
So there's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow shining at the end of every day.
Good afternoon, everybody. The Visionary Award is given to an individual who demonstrates a commitment to enriching students' lives through travel and/or contributing to the advancement of our industry through education, volunteer service, or community service. This year, the Visionary Award was given to John Reed, a volunteer program director from the South Fulton Arrow Youth Council. Mr. Reed has dedicated his life to mentoring young leaders. Through his leadership over the last 8 years, he has directed the program's annual college career road trips during spring break. As a result, students have been exposed to museums, cultural sites, and some of the nation's top schools. He is a dynamic life coach and father figure to many of the program's students who come from low-income households and neighborhoods. He is a historian and has a passion for impacting the future generation through teachings about the past. He exposes his students from underserved communities through service learning projects within their community. Through their annual Christmas and back-to-school drives, along with their initiatives to feed those experiencing homelessness, he shows students that charity should start at home first. Mr. Reed is a passionate and dedicated servant who gives of himself with no expectation of anything in return. Carol Ann recently had a chance to chat with Mr. Reed and Dr. Taylor, his nominator, about their program and his commitment to youth. Take a look.
Congratulations, John, on receiving the SYTA Youth Foundation Visionary Award. We're super excited that you've received this prestigious award at the SYTA Annual Conference. And I'd also like to introduce Dr. Maya Taylor, who nominated you for this award. She's going to share with us a bit about your organization and why you've received this special nomination.
Thank you so very much for this privilege and honor. I am excited because I believe that every moment in history mandates change. It mandates a commission for a difference to be made in our society. So about 12 years ago, we began that mandate to train up the next generation of young leaders, to target their potential, not their classmates, but their potential and change our world. And so we do that through training them to operate in 4 rules of engagement: mind, mouth, heart, and hands. The mind is to be thought leaders, the mouth, change leaders, the heart to be focused leaders, and the hands to serve humanity. And I nominated my wonderful program director, Mr. John Reed, because he's so well deserving. For 12 years, he has dedicated burning the midnight oil, helping us to train our babies to be difference makers. And we are so excited that through his leadership, we have actually been able to impact over 2,000 young people through our organization. And so he is well deserving. He is a passionate, loving man that tells the funniest dad jokes. And he keeps everyone on fire. He is the epitome of what you would call a crossbow. All you have to do is place a young child in his presence. He launches them into their destiny. So that's why I nominated John.
Well, definitely well deserving. And John, we had an opportunity to talk, and I can certainly understand why you were nominated for this award. Please share with us your passion for the council and for the work that you do.
Oh, thank you so much, Carol Ann. I really, really appreciate and I'm honored by this opportunity. I don't think of working with the students as work. I have seen so much in many of our middle and high school students, which is where we really focus. There's really greatness inside of them. And I learned a long time ago from my mother and my crew, my brothers and sisters growing up, that we can each have our own personality, but we can pursue that curiosity that we had when we were younger. Throughout our lives, we can really be lifelong learners, and helping our kids to do that and seeing that it does so much for not only their image of themselves, but then their ability to really engage in the world. Dr. Maya and her work has really allowed us to invest in a way in our kids to create those kinds of experiences. And a lot of that has involved travel and getting them out of their day-to-day, getting them out of what's normal and put them in a place where history has taken place, where history is being made all of the time. And those are the times when we can really connect with the leader that's in each of our students.
That's exciting. And I know that you spend much of that travel on campus tours, and you take the students for an opportunity to see others like themselves on college campuses. And I think you also had a new program called Black Wall Street that you participated in. And maybe you'd like to share a little bit about that program and how that experience and the travel impacted your students.
Oh, certainly. I'd love to. That started from, there was a commemoration a couple of years ago of the massacre at the Tulsa that was unknown to a large majority of Americans. Tulsa, the Greenwood district, was very, very affluent for some very specific reasons, and they were literally destroyed by a mob just out of jealousy for what they did. And with all the focus on all the destruction, what I really wanted our kids to do is focus on what did they do well as an organization, as a community. And what they did, they took the businesses that were there and they looked at the needs of their community and they said, we can build businesses, we can create places, we can provide for our own, and we can strengthen not only the families that are here, but the entire community. So learning from history, we draw from history to point us in the direction where we need to go. We felt it really, really important to get the students to not only study some first-person narratives, but also relate that to where they are now in our community. What can we do to grow it and to take it to the next level of prosperity and really focus on a number of areas? And I won't break down everything that they did, but the most important part of that was in the study and in leadership training, we always focus on solutions. Then it's necessary for us to be upfront and center and to bring that particular opportunity full circle. During our college road trip, we literally traveled to the Greenwood district in Tulsa, and the students got a chance to walk those streets. And the history that they saw in the book, they were able to see right in front of them. We also connected with an entrepreneur who was there just creating new things. So the students were able to see the past, the present, and the future as a part of an experience they will never forget.
That's wonderful. And you're certainly talking to an audience who totally understands that taking students out of the classroom and out of their communities is really what makes a difference through travel. And I definitely want to thank you again, Dr. Maya Taylor. And John, before we close out, are there any last words that you'd like to share with us?
Certainly, and I appreciate the opportunity. When I look at students, I really think about every student is like a seed, that they possess everything that they need inside of them to be great and to be a functioning and successful part of our community. So the role that we play is to encourage that seed, make sure that it's in good soil, make sure that it's watered, make sure that we have those conversations, that we speak life into them and to raise them up to really be those things that we need all around us. So as arrows, we speak on shooting them into their future with all of the potential that they possess to really hit the bullseye of that purpose that's inside of them. So I am just so grateful. I thank God for this opportunity. I thank you all for recognizing the work that we do.
Thank you again. And we look forward to learning more about your arrows.
Great, and we love to share. And they love to talk, so yeah, we'll do this.
What an incredible leader for those students. The Youth First Award is given to the individual or organization that demonstrates a commitment to enriching students' lives through travel and/or contributing to the advancement of our industry. Here to present the 2022 Youth First Award is the past chair of SYF, Bob Hoffman.
Thanks for that song. So, the contribution of today's Youth First Award winner are far too numerous to list in the time allotted to me today. But I can truly think of no one, past or present, who is more deserving of the honor. Yes, she is a contract employee of SYTA and SYF. And she goes far beyond that role, particularly in her volunteer work for the foundation. She has served as a trustee. She has served as a foundation chair. And she still remains a go-to advisor. She contributes generously with her personal time and finances and delivers the same kind of support through her company, including encouraging her employees to volunteer their time for the benefit and development of SYF. I cannot remember a time when she wasn't responsible for this luncheon, as well as for almost every SYTA event that we hold. In fact, that fact made it much more difficult to keep this presentation today silent. For me, what makes her most deserving is that she embodies the concept of Youth First. Doing what is best for the kids drives every aspect of her effort, with SYTA, with teachers, with SYF, even with her own kids. If you follow her on social media, you will see a hashtag she regularly uses when sharing stories of some of those memory-making experiences with her sometimes reluctant boys. That's called hashtag Forced Family Travel. Forced Family Fun, sorry. Travel changes young lives for good. I'm pretty sure she was the one who developed that tagline. It's the tagline we still use to promote SYF today. It was my honor to serve with her as a trustee, and her tenure following me as chair was one of the very best. I am proud to call her a colleague, and more importantly, I'm proud that she is a very dear friend of mine. On this 25th anniversary of SYTA, we are thrilled to offer the Youth First Award to an impressive woman with a huge heart dedicated to youth travel, Casey Smith.
I think many of you would find this hard to believe, but I don't know what to say. You know, I guess I think most of you know that not only SYTA, but the SYTA Youth Foundation are near and dear to me. I feel like I've grown up in this association, and more importantly, I'm a better person because of the people that I've met in this association. You have taught me to lead, to be a good philanthropist, and you really, truly have touched my heart, and thank you very much.
Please welcome to the stage your SYF chair, Deb Borgward.
Shake it for the young bucks sitting in the honky tonks, for the rednecks rocking till the early dawn, for the DJs spinning that country song. Come on, come on, come on. Shake it for the...
For those of you that know Casey, you know that was really hard to keep a secret. And I wasn't going to cry, but I feel like I want to because she's amazing. So congratulations again, Casey. So as most of you know, we cannot do the work that we do without the support of our Board of Trustees. Their leadership has been instrumental as we close on our 3-year strategic plan. SYF is poised to launch a new fundraising model that will position us to raise money in and outside of our travel industry. To my board, thank you for a fantastic year. I appreciate each and every one of you and your dedication to helping kids travel. Please help me recognize each of them now, and you'll stand as I call your names. Well, Teresa won't because she's not here. Someone can stand for her. Robin Parker, past chair. Ryan Morris, treasurer. Allison French, secretary. Steve Mao. Emily Donovan. Jane Taguma. The hardest name I by far had to learn today. Tom White. Lee Calicut. And last but not least, Catherine Fisher. So I would also like to thank the 2 past chairs who I learned so much from, Robin Parker and Barbara McCormick. Their strong leadership kept us focused during a time that was uncharted for nonprofits. Because of your dedication and commitment, we're here today. So thank you. Please stand. I know I pointed you out, but stand up and be recognized again. It was not easy doing what the 2 of you did. I would also be remiss if I didn't take this time to recognize all of our past chairs. It's because of you guys, too, that were behind us that now we're able to build on the foundation for its future. So if you have served as a Board of a Trustee or a past chair, please now stand and be recognized. Quite a lot of you. Thank you for coming. I'd also like to give a huge thank you. You guys you see them on the floor, but you don't see all the work that they do, which is Katie Summers, if you could stand. Becky Yarmley. Amy Cannon. And last but not least, Carol Ann Asante. Your commitment to SYTA and to the foundation's growth and their programs is amazing. And we really appreciate all of the work that you guys do. So next, if you have supported SYF as an annual pledge donor, if you're a revenue partner, a wingman, a table sponsor, if you've donated to the auction, or if you've bought a chance ticket, and if you haven't bought a chance ticket, you got to do that soon. Thank you. We appreciate you. We'll have slides scrolling here and in the SYF lounge with your names and companies. I can't take the time to thank each of you on stage, but please know that your support is meaningful and has been used for good. So can anyone who has supported SYF in the past with a financial donation please now stand and be recognized? Thank you so much for supporting our mission and changing young lives for good. You've seen just a few samples of the videos of how you've helped these kids. I'd also like to take a moment to thank one company in particular who leaned in to support the foundation over several years through leadership on the SYF and SYTA boards and the donation of a major gift each year. So please help me recognize Crum and Forster Travel Insured International. They have reached an extraordinary milestone of giving more than $250,000 to the SYTA Youth Foundation. Here to say a few words is Jason Woods, Vice President, Crum and Forster Travel Insured, Kevin Herlihy, SYF Past Chair, and Katie Cooper.
Thank you, Deb. It's great to be here at this year's annual SYTA conference in person with the opportunity to share our stories, reconnect with friends, and reconnect with partners. Also an opportunity to meet with new people and new faces that are excited about the future of student travel. I'm honored to be here on behalf of Travel Insured International to express our appreciation for allowing us to be just a small part of the great work that's being done by the SYTA Youth Foundation to make travel available to our youth. And I'm sure we all have stories that we can share about our own travels over the years, whether it's the first time we boarded a train, got on a plane, perhaps the first time we traveled alone, or maybe even abroad. All of these experiences are really what have contributed to our passions for travel and the exploration of our world. So it's appropriate that we're all here now today to celebrate travel and the opportunity to share our passions with the generations to come, and to help make it possible for our youth to see and experience the diversity of our world and start creating their own memories. So on behalf of Travel Insured International, I am pleased to present the Student Youth Foundation with a check for $10,000. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason, Kevin, and Katie. As I end my term as your SYF chair, I'm really excited for the future of the foundation under Teresa's leadership and the Board of Trustees. As I leave the stage, I leave you with Gandhi's final words describing the impact that SYF has had on his life. Thank you.
It really opened my eyes to something new and what I could do. It shows that that it's fun to try something new with your friends. Learning new things is always awesome, even if it's hard to do. It's always willing to put in the effort. It showed me that even if things don't go your way or things surprise you, you're able to overcome it. There's your friends that can help you out
like along your way. So this was like our trial, and then next year will be our go-to, how we're all prepared, we're ready to go, and we know how to roll. Thank you for the opportunity you gave me. Thank you for your effort and the time, the money you put into me. I'm really hoping that I showed you that your money went to good use.
Luncheon FBLA, checking out of Chicago!
Thank you.
Gandhi's story is just one of the many that we hear about through the SYTA Foundation. Here's a couple more. I was able to learn and see things I thought I would never be able to do. Adrian. I now feel like my horizons are expanding. The hope that if I want something, I can get it. Knowing this helps me focus and stay determined. Brianna. Not only did I learn about a new country and culture, I learned so much about myself. Alexandria. Last week I went on this trip and I can safely say it was one of the best weeks of my life. Christian. Prior to the trip, Daniel was lost. He was behind in his school credits. He didn't see a future for himself and he was surrounded by a tough street life. Transformative is the only word to describe what happened to Daniel. He sees his options. He sees a future. He understands he possesses the ability to control what happens to him. Daniel has now graduated from high school and he works at Walmart. He hopes to obtain steady employment in the auto field and eventually owning his own auto repair and detailing business. That's a little story from Daniel's teacher. From New York, Boston, Vancouver, San Antonio, Washington, D.C., Orlando, Toronto, San Diego, Selma, the Empire State Building, Statue of Liberty, SeaWorld, Howard University, Blue Man Group, and Freedom Tower, and so much more. These venues and cities are part of an extraordinary campus upon which young people discover their history, their country, their creativity, and their opportunities. When those of you in this room orchestrate trips for students to places like these, you don't just plan an itinerary or a schedule. You plan an experience that could potentially change the direction of their lives. Like Andrea, who learned so much about herself in addition to learning about the culture of a new country, and like Brianna, who's doing all she can to stay in college because she believes she can achieve her goals. And like Daniel, who is on the brink of dropping out of high school, but who now not only has his diploma, but works full-time with the goal of owning his own business in the future. This is the story of the SYTA Youth Foundation. We make it possible for students to experience the transformative benefits of travel. Each of us in this room has a part of making that happen. All of us have the privilege of contributing in some way to provide travel experiences for youth and students who would otherwise not have the resources to participate in those life-enriching and life-changing opportunities. You can do that. You just don't know what will be the critical point in someone's life beyond which a significant and unstoppable change is going to take place. What if that point happens on a trip that someone of you in this room have made possible because of your generosity? How would you feel about that? As a board, we're often asked, what is the foundation's story? What do you do? The answer may seem a bit complicated because what we do affects people in various ways, but it's really pretty simple. From the young person who is discovering who they are and what they want to be, to the adult volunteers who are hoping to leave this world a little better than they found it, to the tour operators and travel planners who have decided to make travel their way of life, it all comes down to one word: transformation. We read about it in letters from teachers who express gratitude for helping their students. We observe it in students' faces when they see New York from the Empire State Building or when they board a plane for the first time. And we hear it from you, who invest your time, your resources, your passion into transforming young lives, expanding their understanding of the world, and broadening their citizenship from local to global. You make that happen. We're eternally grateful for your support, for your investment, and the trust that you've placed in the SYTA Youth Foundation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As I close today, I want to introduce you to a young man who has seen the transformational impact SYF provided on his own life. You've already heard his story, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce you to Gandhi.
Oh my God. Thank you. Okay, wow. Thank you. Thank you, SYF, for the opportunity to be in person with you today. I stand before you humbled to receive an SYF scholarship. Without your generous support, I don't know if that trip would have happened. As you saw from the story, this trip not only changed my life, but it impacted me in a way that I never could imagine. On behalf of my family, my teacher, and my school, I thank you. As you have heard already, I'm just one of the students who has been impacted by receiving an SYF scholarship. But what you haven't heard today is about the number of kids who actually don't receive scholarships. I'm one of the lucky ones, one of the 25%. 75% of the people actually don't actually receive the scholarships because they go unfulfilled due to lack of funding. I'm here today asking for each of you to take a step and make a financial donation today, whether it's $25, $50, $100, or even more. Just please take a small step in helping students like me. It's really quite simple. There's a QR code on your table, and you could just take out your phone. The QR code will take you to a donation form. But if you could just take a couple minutes, even seconds, to change your life for the better, it's okay. You can just pull out your phones and scan it. It'll be pretty easy. As you know, the Soar, Climb, Rise program was a matching grant campaign, whereas the SYTA member who came forward to match up to $20,000. In fact, they increased the match up to $35,000 prior to this lunch. We have raised $19,300. I want to thank everyone who has contributed you just this far. And if you are still thinking about donating, well, go ahead and do it. You already know. Our goal today is to get to the mark of $35,000. While you are making your donation, I want to personally thank our donor who has agreed to match of $25,000. Please help me recognize Chuck and Liz Kleinschmidt from Musical USA Festival. On behalf of all the students who are in need, including myself, let me personally thank each and every one of you for your support and the SYTA and the SYF programs that truly change our lives. Thank you for joining us today. We hope we hope that you have a greater knowledge of how it works and the SYF program and how it truly changes the young lives of many. Please join myself and the SYF Board of Trustees in the International Terrace outside of the ballroom for dessert and a live auction. There are some amazing travel packages to be auctioned, and the best part is when you raise your hand, you are helping and supporting my fellow students. I look forward to meeting you. Have a great afternoon. See you in the lounge.